Hey guys, it's Joe Song with Broke Beamer Boys, and today we're here in a 2015 M4 with Christian Perez, the owner. And let's go for a drive.
Hey, you're good to go.
Alright. Alright, so to start off, this car is the high performance variant of the 4 Series. It's a twin turbocharged 3-liter inline 6 with 425 horsepower and 406 foot-pounds of torque. This particular model has a 7-speed dual clutch transmission called the SMG transmission. Has a quad exhaust, and I'm going to give you guys some numbers on it performance wise. Has a 0 to 60 of 3.7 seconds, quarter mile time of 12 seconds flat at 115 miles an hour.
Yeah,
and
so
those are some rear bumps.
Yeah, so here you just do like, you come back. It's like a mile.
Skid pad rating is 1G with brake distance at
40 feet.
40 feet?
Yeah, 140 feet.
70 to 0. So Christian, what can you tell me about this car since you actually had an E92 M3 before?
Well, I can tell you the biggest difference is definitely the torque. If you floor this thing, the wheels will spin on my old M3. If you floored it, the wheels would not spin. I mean, this car it's an inline 6 with twin turbos, as you already said. The other car was a naturally aspirated V8, so you didn't have that torque. The response was there, but you didn't have the torque. That was the biggest difference.
So, I've driven an E92 M3 before, but I haven't reviewed one yet. And the steering is a lot different. This feels a little bit heavier. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, right now I have it in sports mode. Right. So this car, you have 3 different settings for the steering. You have regular, like economic, like with just like driving every day. You have sport, then you have sport plus. So right now I have it on sport plus. So it's pretty heavy, as if you're going to be on the track.
It's electronic assisted, right?
Yeah, it's all electronic.
Yeah,
it's a hydraulic.
Feels a lot heavier, and also compared to the E46 I reviewed before, it feels more connected to the road.
Yeah.
So in comparison to the E46, which is the only one I can talk about for right now, huge difference. I mean, you can kind of tell some of the body lines, and in the interior there's some similarities, but it's completely different. I mean, obviously we're 2 generations ahead in this car, and power rating obviously way different. This is a twin turbo compared to a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder. And now we're gonna give it some gas so you guys can hear it.
Yeah, put in
these intakes.
Yeah.
DCT shifts insane.
Yeah, it's really quick.
It is an insane gear change. In my car, you guys know I have a 335i. I have the Steptronic, which is a...
Yeah, there's a hesitation?
Yeah, lots of hesitation. And I have a transmission tune too, and it's nothing like this. From the cabin, we have the windows up, but you hear just those twin vacuums in the front sucking in all the air they can. And the exhaust note is beautiful. You guys can't see it, but this car actually has a really cool heads-up display that shows the RPM and the gear you're in and the speed.
Yeah, so right now, like I said, it's in sport mode. That's when you get the rev band. It tells you when to shift. If you're in regular mode, you'll have the heads-up display, but it just tells you the miles per hour that you're going. And if you have navigation on, it'll tell you when to make a left, when to make a right, stuff like that.
That's just technology. It's awesome.
Yeah. And it's raining now.
So this specific car, to give you guys some details on the exterior and the interior, it's Alpine white, right?
Yeah, Alpine white. It's the red. It's called something orange. It's Sakir orange.
Interior?
Yeah, interior.
Right.
So that's what they call their red.
Yeah, we talked about it has merino leather, right?
Yeah, it's full merino leather, so that means your dashboard also comes in leather, and the top part of your doors also come in leather.
This car also, from the factory, comes with a full carbon fiber interior trim package, as well as the roof. Something I learned today that I didn't actually know about is that in this car, it's an option to get a sunroof.
Yep.
So it actually comes standard with a carbon fiber roof.
Don't do that. That's stupid.
Yeah, don't get the sunroof.
That's so stupid.
Also, don't get the DCT.
Yeah, don't. It was a surprise gift. I didn't ask for it. But yeah,
whatever. It's a cool car.
Yeah. But the thing is, the carbon fiber roof also, since it's lighter, lowers your center of gravity for any of you car fans or physics, whatever. So that's good. It helps with your handling. If you have the sunroof, it just messes up your CG. So
I want to drop the windows for a little bit, and so you guys can hear how the DCT downshifts, because it's absolutely insane. Let's see if you guys can hear it better. Instant gear changes. Nothing can top this. So, would you say that this M4 is better than the E92 M3, and in what aspects?
I would.
I mean, obviously it's better because
it's better. I mean, it's newer. It has more technology. It has a stronger engine. Definitely, the handling is also better. I mean, this car's lighter. It's probably like 200, 300 pounds lighter than the E92 M3. Another thing I didn't mention, the surround sound system in this car is off the charts. Like, it was an option. It was like $700 more. It's a Harman Kardon. Just crazy. Like, you have it on a little tiny like volume. It's perfect for you. If you want to go full blast, it's crazy. Especially with a lot of bass, like songs with a lot of bass. But more on like the aspect of like driving. Again, like I can't mention the torque. I mean, it just comes like two different worlds there, two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, the 335 IS from the same year had more torque than my E92 M3.
Yeah.
Because it had the turbos. Yeah. It was a twin turbo. Mine was naturally aspirated. So mine had more horsepower, but the torque is just, it's a big factor, especially off, like, you know, like drag races and off the line. What else can I say? Easier to drift in this car, that's for sure. When you want to have a little fun. It was really hard to drift in my M3. You had to be in rain just like it is today for you to drift a little bit.
Yeah, in my car I have to be in the rain because it just won't.
Yeah. Actually, my M3 had a little bit of problems with the O2 sensor, which happened like 3 or 4 times. It's kind of annoying. This car I've had no issues with. Nothing, no engine-wise. Just had to go take it in for maintenance. You know, engine oil change, stuff like that. But no problems with the car compared to my M3.
Yeah.
Just overall, just sound car, man. Handling, engine performance.
Now, I asked you that because the E92 M3, a lot of people might just think, why don't you just, I don't know, boost the E92 M3 so then you have a turbo or a supercharged V8 and it'll be better than this. But what do you think? What's your comment on that?
I think, regardless of the fact, even if you put more power in that car, this car still handles better.
Yeah.
I think if you just do like a stage 1 tune on this car, you're set. Like, you don't have to do anything else to this car if you wanted more power out of this car. With that car, you could do that, but again, the handling is already better in this car and it's lighter.
Yeah.
So
definitely, if you're looking at buying an M and you're stuck between the E92 M3 and the F32, right?
Yeah,
M4?
yeah.
So looks like the M4 is the choice.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you already have an E92 M3, then just boost it.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a used 2015 M4 now with probably, I don't know, let's say 50, 60,000 miles for below 50 grand, like 40 grand in that area, which is, I think it's a bargain for what you're getting out of this car. Another thing I didn't mention was, I mean, obviously the interior is much better than the E92. I mean, that was a 2011 model. This one's a 2015. So, I mean, like you said, you get the standard carbon fiber. The leather is pristine. You get contrast stitching. In my other car, you didn't get contrast stitching. The seats just hug you really well.
How about the acceleration between the two cars?
Oh, I mean, like I said, just the torque plays such a huge factor in that. Like, you floor it, this car goes. Like, there's no hesitation. I mean, if you do launch control in this car, I mean, sometimes, unless the wheels aren't warmed up enough, it's not gonna grip. And I have Continental. I can't tell you the model of the tire, but it's a Continental. I used to have Michelin's. The Michelin's gripped more. But this car, just off the line, just goes it grips much quicker than my old car. And it's just, I mean, like, also, like he said, the transmission's really quick. It is faster than my E92. It was DCT as well, but they just upgraded it. Much better transmission too.
Alright, well, I think that's all for today, guys. Definitely a blast having driven this M4, and gotta thank Christian for letting me drive it and review it.
No problem, man.
So thanks, guys. See you in the next review.